Can anybody beat current Ilia Topuria in the UFC right now? In this video, I'm going to be talking about how I think nobody can defeat Ilia Topuria right now in the featherweight division, lightweight division, or welterweight division. So first off, starting off with Ilia Topuria himself. Everyone always says, oh, he's too short for welterweight, or even lightweight, people said that. But he's so strong, and just because he's short doesn't mean anything. Look at Daniel Cormier. He was a light heavyweight and a heavyweight fighter. And he was champion in both divisions. And he was 5'10". So I don't want to hear it. He's stocky. He's explosive. He's powerful. And the heavier he gets, the more powerful he gets. I would have thought that the speed would have went away a little because he got a little heavier. Nah. He got faster, if anything, in the fight against Oliveira. And the one thing that he has over everybody is the confidence. He is so confident, and he predicts when he's going to beat the person. It's insane, and then he does it. Like, he is so confident, it's insane. He's just overall a great fighter, mentally and physically. But starting off with the first fight, that could be a possibility for him. Justin Gaethje. Okay. This will not be a tough fight for Ilia Topuria at all. Like, it'll be, like, really easy. So, Justin pressures as a pressure fighter, 100%. Okay, that's what Ilia is too, though. Justin is always pressuring you, walking towards you. He's never backing up. He's always walking forward, throwing bombs. The issue with that is when he throws bombs, he leaves his chin wide open. If you watch the fight with him and Oliveira, for example, first of all, he got dropped by Oliveira, which that says something because Ilia knocked out Oliveira. But anyway, when he walks forward, like, he leaves his chin wide open. He just does. And it's like, you can't do that against Ilia because Ilia is also a really good counterpuncher, and the power behind those punches, that's a mistake. Justin Gaethje is unable to wrestle. I said this in one of my past videos. He's unable to wrestle. The dude cannot find out how to wrestle. He was a great wrestler in college, okay? But he can't wrestle in the UFC. Don't know what's going on with that. Ilia can out-wrestle and out-grapple Justin Gaethje. That's a fact. He can take Gaethje down if he wants and control him there, ground and pound him. I think he could even submit Gaethje on the ground. Justin got KO'd by Max Holloway and Charles Oliveira, okay? Who both got knocked out cold by Ilia Topuria. Max Holloway was putting on a masterclass striking performance against Gaethje. Obviously, that spinning back kick, landing on the nose, breaking his nose, messed him up a lot. But even the first round, he was beating him. He was outstriking him the whole time. And then you go and look at the fight with Max Holloway against Ilia Topuria. That's why everyone thought that Max could beat Ilia because of what he did to Gaethje. Not true, though. It's not true. He couldn't do it. He got knocked out. I mean, like, he couldn't, third round, he couldn't. It was a different level, okay? You watch Max fighting Gaethje, that's a different level right there. You can tell that is. And then you watch Max against Ilia, and that's another different level. There's a bunch of different levels. Ilia's at the top. Ilia can do whatever he wants to Gaethje whenever in the fight. He can finish him whenever he wants. He can just put a beating on him for a good 5 rounds. He can ragdoll Justin Gaethje. Gaethje is not going to be able to do anything to Ilia. He won't. He just won't. In the grappling department and the striking department. Ilia will knock out Justin Gaethje out cold. He will knock him out worse than Max did, and you can't really get worse than that. He will knock him out cold. He will do that in an effortless fashion, and that's how the fight's going to end. Wherever he wants, which will most likely be by knockout. Another legend out of there. That's over for him. No more championship fights, nothing. He's done. He's going to knock out Justin Gaethje. Easy fight for him. But moving on to the next fight. Ilia versus Paddy Pimblett. This fight, honestly, might be as bad as Gaethje's. I think it could be a little bit better just because Paddy's in his prime right now, and he has a steel chin, okay? The one thing that I said with Charles that he had against Ilia that Paddy has is, like I said, Ilia's very heavy on his front foot. Paddy's leg kicks are really good. Like, really good. So he could catch him off balance there, get his back possibly. Oliveira couldn't do it. Paddy's not going to be able to do it, though. Paddy Pimblett is not even close to as good of a grappler as Charles Oliveira is. And Charles couldn't do anything to Ilia. He couldn't do anything to Ilia. Paddy's going to get mauled. Like, mauled. He's going to get killed right now. If you watch Michael Chandler against Paddy Pimblett, obviously Paddy won, like, badly. But Paddy was getting backed up in the first round against the cage by Chandler and getting clocked a couple times. What do you think is going to happen if that's Ilia in place of Chandler? What's going to happen? Paddy's going to sleep. I don't care how steel his chin is. Holloway is a steel too. Look what happened to Holloway. He's going to sleep. Paddy is. He drops his hands way too damn much. He just does. He has very mid striking, and he keeps his chin like this. He's like this. Keeps his chin's in the air. That's not good against anybody, but especially against Ilia. I think it's overall a bad matchup. It's not a good matchup in the end. I think it's going to be a disappointment for everybody. The lead up's going to be very entertaining, very good, because they hate each other and they talk a lot of trash. Especially because Ilia's going to want to go in there and hurt him badly. He hates him. Paddy with his mid striking won't be able to do anything, and he won't be able to take Ilia down. No, he won't. Ilia's going to out grapple Paddy, and that might be a hot take, but it's not to me. He's going to out grapple Paddy. It's common sense, and he's going to knock Paddy out. No really competition. Those two fights for Ilia, I think, are a waste of time, and they should go focus on someone else because, I mean, obviously they want the belt, but they're not going to win it by beating Ilia. Now, the fight that is the hardest for Ilia at lightweight is Arman Tsarukyan, okay? 100%. He's the best wrestler that Ilia will ever face so far in his career until he gets against Islam. But he's the best wrestler. Obviously, Ilia has a much better boxer. Obviously, that's common sense. Arman is he's a very slow striker. He takes a while to bring his hands back to his face. That's a bad thing against Ilia. But Arman's takedown threat it's bad. He's a tough grappler. If he gets Ilia to the ground, I really believe that Ilia can compete with Arman on the ground. Arman definitely is a better grappler and probably would beat him on the ground, but that's if he can hold him down, which I don't believe he can do, but we'll see. Arman doesn't look for significant strikes. He looks for strikes to set up his takedowns. He does not really care about hurting you. He wants to take you down. That's what he wants to do. So Ilia is obviously going to train that in camp, and he's going to practice that. You know, obviously his Ilia's takedown defense is another level, I think. It's really good. It's gotten better over the fights he's been in. I think that Arman, he is a very dangerous grappler, and if Arman really wants to win, all he needs to do is just hold Ilia down. That's all he has. That's all he can do. No other way of victory for Arman. Feet, he's getting knocked out, KO. Ground, I think Ilia can compete with him there. Arman could just hold him there if he tried. I don't know if he could, but Arman is a very tough fighter overall, but his grappling is another level. So maybe you can see the video of him grappling Hamzat. Obviously, Hamzat mauled him and outclassed him 100%. But Hamzat's also a lot bigger, and he's a better grappler overall. Arman is still an insane grappler, though. But I really just don't see it going to the ground like it did with even Oliveira. I really don't. I think Ilia's going to knock out Arman. I really could see him just knocking him out, KOing him. I see Ilia KOing Arman Tsarukyan and winning. And honestly, just dominating the lightweight division all around. Now, can I be honest with you? I think the only guy that can come down and beat Ilia is Khamzat Chimaev. That's the only dude that I could see beating Ilia. I really do. That's the only guy I could see around his weight. Obviously, he's a middleweight right now, but if he would come back down to welterweight, I could see him beating Ilia. I really could. Now, Ilia with his power, I mean, shit, on the feet, yeah, I give it to Ilia, obviously. But his grappling is another level for Khamzat. But Khamzat's not in the conversation because he's way too heavy. But moving up to a welterweight, mauls everyone in the lightweight division right now. Moving up to welterweight. The champion right now, JDM. Mauls JDM. I mean, it wouldn't even be that close. Arman Tsarukyan would give Ilia Topuria a better fight than JDM would. And that's just facts. He would. JDM's not great anywhere. He's good pretty much everywhere, not great anywhere. Ilia's great on the feet. Great boxer. He can't compete with Ilia. He's really heavy on his lead foot, like Ilia, so they both are. But Ilia's calf kicks are another level. So if Ilia can use those calf kicks to chop him down, especially because he's taller than Ilia, that'll be really good for him, especially with the reach too. Catch him off balance, maybe try to grapple him a little. Because Ilia can maul JDM on the ground. That's a fact. If he's able to calf kick him and catch his back, take him down, hold him there, bro, he can submit JDM. He can same with Justin Gaethje. He can submit JDM. He can do whatever he wants to JDM. JDM's striking's not that good. Bilal, and I'm talking about Bilal. Bilal's a tough guy. I'm not saying he's not. His striking's not that good though, and that's been known from everybody. Bilal landed some clean shots on JDM, some good right overhands, and that's Bilal. Imagine Ilia's right overhand, right to the jaw of JDM. He's going to sleep. JDM, when he's backing up, he goes like this, covers with his shoulder, which that's what a lot of guys do. But he doesn't ever throw back. He doesn't counterpunch really. And Ilia with that right overhand will put him to sleep. You got to always be covering. Yeah, Ilia takes JDM down if he wants. Straight up. Like, he takes him down, ground and pounds him, can submit him, get back up, KO him. Arman is such a better fight for... I would love to see Arman against Ilia way more than JDM against Ilia. Ilia's going to humiliate JDM. He will, and he'd become the welterweight champion then. But then there's other problems in the welterweight division. Not JDM, not anybody else. I get everyone is gonna pull the, oh, everyone's so much bigger. Joaquin Buckley, Kamaru Usman, all bigger than Ilia. But then you look at the technique and the skill level. Just saying. Usman, he's a beast. I'm not saying he's not. But against Ilia on the feet, especially at his age right now, no. But his wrestling, yeah, is obviously really good. But we'll talk about those fights a different time. Ilia versus Islam. Okay? Ilia versus Islam. This is the hardest fight that Ilia could ever ask for. Ever. Like, probably the toughest matchup that he could ever have. A couple reasons why. Islam's a beast, just straight up. He's a Dagestani beast. He's a tough guy. He's going to be the most well-rounded fighter in this era. He is the most well-rounded fighter in this era right now. And he's just going to be the most well-rounded fighter that Ilia ever faces. Obviously, Ilia has the boxing department over Islam way more. The one thing that I caught Islam doing a lot, well, in all his fights, but especially against Dustin Poirier, is when his defensive striking is not good, okay? When he's getting thrown at, he leans back a lot and tries to throw that left overhand or the hook, but leaves his face wide open. Dustin landed so many shots like that on Islam. Imagine if Ilia lands a shot like that on Islam. Dude, you guys don't understand how hard Ilia hits and what it can do to anybody. Islam's chin sucks. It's not that good. Ilia's power to Islam's chin is a KO. Good night. Okay? Islam, obviously, is a way better grappler than Ilia. Way better grappler. But I'm saying this right now. When Ilia beats Arman Tsarukyan, the grappling difference isn't that much. It really isn't. They fought before. It was close. It wasn't like he mauled him. Obviously, that's when they were both younger, so it'd be different now. Not saying Islam would beat Arman. He would, 100%. He is better than Arman. And it would be harder for Ilia to fight. But it's not a huge difference. He'll already have experience fighting a really good wrestler in Arman Tsarukyan. So, that's the thing that Islam has over Ilia, is obviously the grappling. Way over Ilia. But Ilia is not a scrub on the ground, okay? He's not. Ilia will be able to compete with Islam on the ground, okay? Not saying he'd win on the ground, definitely not. But I'm saying he'd be able to stand up. That's what I'm getting at. I'm not saying he'd be able to scramble with him. I'm not saying he'd be able to submit Islam. I disagree when Ilia says, oh yeah, I can submit Islam if I want. No, you can't. You can't submit Islam. He can get up, though. He's able to get up, and then he's able to knock out Islam. It all needs to stay on the feet. It does. This fight is a 70-30 in Topuria's favor. The reason I say that is because the 30 is if Islam goes in there, takes him down, and holds him there. I really can't see Islam submitting Ilia. I don't see that. Yeah, he submitted Oliveira. Oliveira, you guys know who, yeah, he's a beast in the ground. But I don't see him submitting Ilia. I really don't. I don't see, well, at least I don't see Ilia tapping. I mean, maybe he just go to sleep. But I don't see him even catching him in anything. I don't. I really don't. I think everyone really underestimates Ilia's grappling because of how good he is of a striker. He's a very overall great fighter. I think that the 30 goes to Islam if he's able to hold him the whole fight. It's a boring fight. Ground and pound, submission attempts, not really get anything, but that's the way that Islam will win. Ilia is by KO. I know that Ilia is going to KO Islam. I'm going to prove everybody wrong that disagrees with me. He's KOing Islam. Much better striking, much better boxer. Islam's striking defense sucks. Okay? Ilia's takedown defense is great. I think it's great enough to defend Islam's takedowns. Okay? I really do. So those are my predictions on what I think is going to happen. I think that Ilia can KO everybody. He can KO Justin Gaethje, fast. Paddy Pimblett, fast. Arman Tsarukyan, not super fast, but he can still KO him. JDM, fast. And Islam, I mean. JDM and Justin Gaethje, he can submit, though. He can pull his submissions out. I really want him to do that to one of them, because then he can show that he can do more than just knock out people. But yeah, that's my predictions for Ilia's future. He is going to be a problem in every division that he goes to. That's just a fact, and everyone needs to realize that. But thank you guys for watching the video. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Give me some comments and give me some ideas for more videos to talk about. I got you guys, okay? Have a blessed day, guys.